We're hitting the button. We're going live. We'll see if it works. You never know until you go live. We are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here. Yo soy Bear. 29-year veteran of the woods, people. It's been a minute here. It took a little bit of time off, but we are back, as P-Money says. Woo and also who. Woo and who. And just like normal, Comics Bear is late. Thank goodness I hate changes. I am what? Well, 4 minutes late, but who's counting? Just imagine, Bear does not have. I should. You know what? Darn it, I should have. I need to come up with, gosh darn, my own intro. Like, just play that for the next 20 minutes so I can get all the back end stuff taken care of while everybody's like, oh, wow, that's a great clip. Oh, all the normal stuff that people do where it's like, why am I watching 20 minutes of intro? Where's that fast forward button, for crying out loud? There is no fast forward button here. It's always play, always, all the time, people. No going back or speeding forward here for Beer. Great to have P-Money here. We did kind of a test stream the other day, but that wasn't the return of Bear. It was just, let me figure out how this stuff works. And I think, let me see here. 1 second here, people. Let's see. Hate to come in here and be like, oh yeah, I got everything fixed, and now everything's like broken. No, look, there it is. It's the right side this time. Thank goodness. There we go. There we are. All right, a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be doing coming up here. Doing a review, an honest review of Shadow of the Conqueror, and we also got a box open as well. We're going to be doing a review and box open all in the same show. Unfortunately, don't have enough time to do some of the campaign reviews. We'll do that the next time. So don't you worry about that, people. Don't you worry about that at all. All right. Well, P-Money has been waiting an entire month. We skipped over January, so we're just going to have to go straight to February here. We always do this every month. It is the months of. Good to see Miguel here. Showed up the last time. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving, everybody. Goodbye. And then Miguel shows up. I'm like, hey, Miguel, goodbye. Good to have Miguel here. Comics Gate Civil War. Man, oh man. Bear has a lot to say. Oh boy. If we're going into the new world of, we're just tired of stepping on eggshells and we're just going to go full throttle. There is no eggshell stepping here. We are just full bore through the hen house there. We are just going to go straight through it. So, hey, now's your chance to ask Bear anything about the old, the Tampa Bay. Some of the other thoughts out there, but let's get to the February stuff first. Get a couple more people in here, and then we'll get to it. Let's see, what does he have to say? Comic Gate Civil War, grifters, people. I think now only speak a criticism on internet and don't create art. Well, that is the title. Let's go back to it here real quick, people. That'll be the title of the show. I do agree with Ethan on this. I think, as he was saying, you want to make art and not content. You're just kind of farming stuff out, day after day after day after day. Now you got to make it worthwhile for something. So we'll get into that. We will get into that, Miguel. I promise you that. I do. But if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. We'll get to it. We will definitely. I get to use, my favorite clip of all time here. The Rick. It's not going to happen, Rick. Not going to happen, Rick! We'll do that in a minute here. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the February month of here. Started off on the right note. Let's see. Oh, good. I need Bear to tell me what to celebrate for February. Well, there we go, people. There we go. All right, let's do it. February month of, courtesy of National Day Calendar out here. People, it's National Cancer Prevention Month. Please, somebody tell that about Comicsgate. Chinese New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. National Fasting February. What? Gosh darn it, Bear did his fasting already when he did his hibernation. I am not going to be fasting during... Can you imagine that? Hey, everybody, sure, go watch the Super Bowl, but you can't eat anything. I don't know what would be worse. You can't eat anything during the Super Bowl, or you can't drink anything during the Super Bowl. I'm not really sure. Bear will be watching the Puppy Bowl, for crying out loud. Stupid Super Bowl. We all know Taylor Swift's going to win anyways. Bear was on that before anybody. I said, hey, this is a fake thing, man, the whole freaking Taylor Swift stuff. Now people are catching up to Bear. That's why you watch this show, people. It's not to know what's going on. You got to know what is going to go on. National Enrolled Agents Month? I have no idea. National Embroidery Month. That would go great with National Weddings Month. Congratulations. It's National Well, I guess Valentine's Day. I guess that would be. If you got married on Valentine's Day, fellas, you got 2 checkmark boxes on the same day there, so you saved yourself a lot of trouble. National Heart Month. That goes good with National Weddings. National Hot Breakfast Month. National Children's Dental Health Month. Brush those teeth, kids. After you've eaten your cherries for National Cherry Month. I wonder if you could have cherry pie. National Bird Feeding Month. You only have 1 month to feed that bird. And that's the month with the least days in it, apparently. National Bake for Family Fun Month. Why not? What the hell? I knew it, people. Somebody tell Uncle Lee, it is Great American Pies Month. That would be probably cherry pie right there, right? National Self-Check Month. Creative Romance Month. Heyo. National Canned Food Months. National Black History Month. And a Fair to Remember Month? Wait, during National Wedding Month? Aren't we at cross purposes here? Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Wow, I thought it was Teen Dating Awareness Month. Teen Dating Violence. Don't get violent. You can be creative in your lovemaking. Just don't get violent, people. National Heart Month again. National Grapefruit Month. National Library Lovers Month. Ah, yes, indeed. Oh, Bear needs to... I still have a number of books to get to the library there. It's another checklist that Bear's got to take out here. Free and Open Source Software Month. Yay! And people, it is National Snack Food Month. Wait, hold on. It's National Fasting Month and National Snack Food Month. That don't seem right. That don't seem right at all. Finally. But they are celebrating Black History Month. National Black Bear History Month. National Black Bear History Month. Beer finally gets a month. It is just the shortest month of the year. Gosh darn it. I tell you, people. What a national disgrace that is. For crying out loud. So, anyways, P-Money, thank you for holding over for the month of January to do our national month of. Now he knows. Now he knows what he can go do this month. Or can't do. Or can't do. I skipped lunch today and didn't eat until supper. Does that count as fasting? Sure. You can have your fasting month, but just make sure you have plenty of snacks in between. Let's see. Vanity projects disguised as comics, says Miguel. Books and palunches. Well, P-Money skipped his palunch today. I'll watch a James Bond movie tonight to celebrate Agents Month. Which, by the way, James Bomb movie month tonight, apparently. That's a good segue, P-Money. Bear has been looking for another movie series to kind of do a watch-along out there. We did the Rambo. That did really well. The Rambo watch-along. It's way too many. It's a long series. I wouldn't do every single movie, but I was thinking about James Bond. Think about doing James Bond. What was the other one that Bear was considering? Star Trek. Bear is a Star Trek fan. Not a Star Wars fan out there. I don't think anybody's a Star Wars fan anymore. Anyways, if anybody has any good ideas about that, let Bear know. Well, it has nothing to do with comic books. We were, your boy Zach, he had his Rambo comic book. Kind of, okay, that kind of sort of fits and everything. I don't know if anybody has any sort of movie-related comic books out there, but I don't know, something to think about. Something to think about. You know what was the bell? The stealing solo. Oh boy, those fandom menace can create you know what, says Miguel. Well, here's our funny Tampa Bay story. So Bear went down to the Tampa Bay Con. There were people there. Gosh, I'm trying to remember if it was Camel Moon's book. There was a book down there that had a number of the Comicsgate kind of creators. Like Narwhal was a cartoon narwhal. Narwhal. Gosh, there was a couple other ones as well. I think Ethan was like Caesar or something like that. So those books, it was a great idea. Somebody had that book and was going around to the different, like Cecil or some of the other folks out there, getting them to sign it. I thought that was pretty cool. So Bear brought his blank cover stealing solo book. I don't know if people remembered that. Shoot, I don't have it here with me, but I had a number of the people. Unfortunately, I didn't get Cecil to do it, but Graham Nolan, Irenee, Shane Davis, who else? Elliot Fernandez. Who else? Brian Shearer. A number of people just signing the front cover. Took a look at this. Like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, that was the Stealing Solo book, and they released it with the... Excuse me, it was the back cover. It was the back cover that was completely blank. Like, they had the thing there to... they had the address for little Timmy out there. I had to cover that up, but it's like, I can't sell this. What the hell am I going to do with it? So I just had everybody sign it. That was fun. We had fun. My wife, hello Ruth. My wife just walked by and said, if Bear does Star Trek viewing, I promise to leave you and Bear alone for it. I was worried there when I got towards the end. I thought she says, I'm promising to leave you, Peabody, if Bear does. I was like, oh God, no! We will do the James Bond instead. I don't want to cause any marital distress during February. There we go. She will leave us alone for it. There we go. There you are. Oh, let's see. I got a number of others here. I apologize. Let's see. Let's see. Miguel says, and the sad truth is those comic books and movies are bad, only without woke stuff. I wouldn't say they were all bad, Miguel. There's some gems in there for sure. Let's see. It's easy to point the finger to studios and video game companies, but behold, now they know... But behold, now they know do good stuff is not easy. They know that good stuff is not easy. I apologize, Miguel. Bear is a little bit dyslexic, so he gets stuff a little bit cross purposes there. Comics Bear ruining marriages. That's the tagline. Oh, for crying out loud. Come to the Star Trek watch along and stay for your broken marriage as your wife leaves you with the kids as you're watching Star Trek the Motion Picture starring Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. I forget who the Vega lady is. The V'ger. It was Voyager. Spoiler alert, people. It was Voyager. Everybody thought, oh, there's this great alien being out there. It's like, no, it just found the Voyager spacecraft and like became super smart or something. I don't know. It's been a while, people. It's been a while. My oldest daughter really wants to say hi, Bear. Well, hello. Hello. I hope all of the P-Bunnies are doing well out there. I'll fast on vegetables this month and just have pies. There you go. Well, you can put your vegetables in your pies. You can put your vegetables in your pies, people. All right, there we go. There's our National Day month of. All right, gosh darn it. Miguel prodding Bear into it. Bear finally gets to do. I never got to do this. this was actually saved from a long time back. The original go around with Mike and Edwin and all that other stuff. Bear actually created a series. I thought it was pretty gosh darn good, people. Whatever that they were concerned about at the time, it was drawn and quartered, mail-in, the back and forth, yada yada yada. Some frog stuff happened. Yay, all that fun stuff. So Bear was just sick and tired of all that sort of stuff and was comparing it to soap opera dramas. So we got Bear's favorite soap opera drama that Bear was kind of intercutting back and forth between some of that. And what was it? It was the Bold and the Beautiful. Bold and the Beautiful. Not to be confused with the Batman movie coming up. So at the very end, I was hoping to do kind of the very end and then have that it's not going to happen, Rick, thing at the very end. Never got to it. Got bored. I was like, for crying out loud, people, this is just so stupid. So that was the last time that, the whole bloodletting happened and everything. So I finally get to ice. Wait a minute. Hold on. I can turn this off. 1 second. We can all do it. Is EVS the bold or the beautiful? No comment. No comment. You're going to hear me, but all right, let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. Come on. Do the thing with the thing. There we go. What the hell's going on here?
You already took Phoebe away from me. And now you're taking
Steffi. Well, that's not going to happen, Rick.
It's not gonna happen, Rick.
Not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
So I mean, we can like, hold on. Let me go back. Interact. Thing with a thing. Do it. All right. There we go. What the hell's going on here? You already took Mike Miller away from us. And now you're taking Narwhal? That's not gonna happen, Ethan. That's not gonna happen. One of my favorite clips of all time. Of all time, people. I could literally play this. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me turn back on the microphone.
Drinking coffee every day.
What? No, shut up.
But I couldn't figure out.
There we go. I couldn't figure out what the heck's going on with this. Crying out loud. Okay. How do I go back? I can't go back. For crying out loud. Anyways, there is. I've waited a long time to do that, people. A long time. So thank you for bearing with Bear here as he goes through his Bold and the Beautiful rant. Okay. People, how do we put this? How do we go? How do we do this? There's a lot of people out there in the sort of wider media landscape. Oh, let's, all your major studios, all your recording studios, your comic book, Marvel and DC, pretty much all your news platforms. I mean, you just go down the list. Hell, the freaking, classified ads. They all hate you. I hate to say this, people, but they all freaking hate you. In the camps or even worse, you are going to be eating the bugs. Those people are not our friends. Those are our enemies. And we are here. If you want to call yourself Comicsgate, if you want to call yourself independent, whatever. Those are the freaking enemies. Not freaking Kelsey. Not freaking Irenee. Not freaking Narwhal of all people. All the other folks out there. So, we need to quit doing this circular firing squad and realize that there are bigger, more important stuff out there. So let's go ahead. Let's, we're burning stuff down. Hey, Bear's already shadow banned here. So let's go through this real quickly. Some of the stuff you might have missed. We used to do this. Quite a bit. Bear's always been shadow banned, really. I think it's Comicsgate, but that's all right. Whatever. Really got banned with the whole, a whole assortment of things. So let's go through it and let's see if any of you people have heard anything about this, and maybe some of our bigger YouTube channels could hey, maybe take a chance there. Maybe not worry so much about monetization and get, hey, we're all talking about the truth, right? So let's get to it here. I'll make sure I put these in the description. I'm just going to go through a couple of headlines here. City Journal, a story of the decade. New documents strengthen, perhaps conclusively, lab leak hypothesis of Wu flu origins. Huh. No way. Okay. Anybody want to talk about that? No? Okay. All right. Anthony Fauci's former boss, Francis Collins, concedes Wu flu lab leak was not, I repeat, not a conspiracy. Alphabet, YouTube, Mr. Punjar out there. Where does Bear go to get his good name back from I was going to say YouTube Dungeons. The YouTube hell that Bear has been put through, just because he says, hey, I got a different idea than what's going on there. Nobody? Oh, okay. All right, fine. Wu flu shots linked to autism and vaccine, study says. Anybody want to go with that? No? All right. Hey, no, let's talk about, I don't know, stupid Eric July stuff. Oh, sure, yeah, okay, or, Yellow Flash, yeah, okay. Moderna's vaccine against vaccine dissidents. They used to call that fascism back in the day. Back in the old day, usually, gosh, I remember there was a comic book out there that famously punched a Central European, mid-20th century Central European superpower figurehead, the leader there. They punched him right in the face. Wait, where is Comicsgate on that? We literally have a definition of fascism here. No, too much ripped from the headlines for good people. Okay, all right. P-Money, this one's for you. Quebec climate change conspiracy theorist pleads guilty to starting 14 fires. All those fires back during the summer that was clouding up the sky and everything, and people says, oh, yeah, friggin' climate change. Well, yeah, it was a climate change activist that started all those fires. Anybody want to tackle that? No? All right, fine. Well, keep going. The whole, I'm just going to say PB on the old capital situation there. It looks like it was planted. No biggie. Nothing wrong with that. We'll go through the next time. Hey, electoral fix is always in. Okay, well, there you go. I guess campaign from your basement. Be fine. Okay, that's fine. No. Let's talk about Eric July. Let's talk about Yellow Flash. Let's talk about Narwhal. Let's talk about Kelsey. Let's talk about Irenee. I mean, was it worth it, guys? Was it really worth, the joke? I mean, was it a really funny joke that we got rid of Kelsey? Was it really funny that we got rid of freaking Narwhal? Was it really funny that Irenee left? I mean, it was hilarious. Freaking hilarious, man. Wow. I mean, just chuckling all the way to the bank, man. Chuckling all the way. Was it worth it? I really hope so. I mean, I hope that Howard Stern style humor out there is working. I really hope so, because I see where Howard Stern is today, and it wasn't like he was back then. Now, I want everybody to succeed. See, this is the idea. Instead of saying, hey, Eric July, your book sucks, you're terrible, and really, I mean, if you're going to tell Eric July during Black History Month that his book sucks, okay, and he was supposed to take it, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess someone I really look up to as a comic book artist saying my book sucks, I'm going to take that with class. I'm going to take that with dignity, and I'm going to go back. No, have you seen, I don't watch Eric July's videos. I don't care. If you've ever been to the South and dealt with black folk out there, he's very atypical. Maybe more on the conservative side, but okay, whatever. So what? You thought going after him was a great idea? So how about this? Eric July's books suck. Fine. I never got it. Fine. Whatever. I don't care. But you know what he's doing really well at? The shipping. He's doing a really great job at shipping. And you know what a lot of the smaller artists out there are having a harder time with? Shipping and fulfillment. It takes up a lot of their time. So if I was somebody like that, if Bear was king for a day, I would say, hey, why don't we get Eric July and say, hey, the artistic stuff, I'm sorry, you need to get better at that. But you know what? You know where you can make some money? Hey, take a percentage or take a flat payment from one of these artists out here, maybe as a stretch goal for some of the artists out there, and have him fulfill it. He's got all the warehouse space. He's got plenty of people to do it. It's not a bad idea. Yellow Flash, I don't know anything really about Yellow Flash. I know Comicsgate people went there, checked it out a couple times. I literally think he was ripping me off, but that's fine, whatever. I don't have a big deal with that. He seems to know what YouTube's all about. It'd be really nice if Yellow Flash kind of did some videos on, hey, this is how the algorithm works. This is how it all goes. Yada, yada, yada. Hey, I'm making my own comic as well. Yeah, we got a couple people coming in. You might not agree with them. I'm never a big fan of Gabe Finally figured out how to pronounce Gabe El Taib. Took me forever. Finally found, and then he's gone. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, fine. Look, you want to get rid of Patrick? You want to get rid of Biggins? I very briefly met them down there. It seemed like they did a really good job of setting up the convention. It sounded like they were trying to go to, I think it was MegaCon. It didn't work out. They had to scramble to get another one. They found Tampa. People came down kind of last minute. Bear was last minute. It seemed to run, okay, forget the dungeon for just a second. They seemed to do a good job with that. I'm sorry Shane had a bad time. It didn't sound like it at the time when Bear was down there. It seemed like he was doing a decent, probably having the kid, down there and dealing with a lot of that stuff. That's probably pretty tough. And Bear can respect that. That's fine. But I think that they did a decent enough job with that. Personal stuff aside. I'm not even going to get into all that sort of stuff. Okay, you don't want to deal with them? Fine. At least take a look at what they did and say, okay, this is what worked. This is what didn't. Let's, double down on what worked. Let's figure out what didn't work there and try to improve that and get a better job for either Chicago or the next time. Instead, it was like, well, this is the one and done. We tried to do it at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. It's kind of weird where you're there and you're having fun, and then you come back and you see online that it's the worst thing ever. And it's like, well, that wasn't my experience, but okay, all right, fine, whatever. So anyways, that is Bear's comments on a lot of that. Let me see what Miguel says. Let's see. FMT and proxies. Let's see. I'm sorry. What is? I need to go back here. What is FMT? Let's see. Comics Bear is doing commercials now. That's it. Bear has sold out. That is why they don't don't do criticism to ISOM and or. Is it the Friday Night Tights? Is that what you're saying? I think it's the Friday Night Tights. There are a lot of woke art and game criticism channels, and they know only a few. Only a few can survive. Well, Bear's trying to do his part here. Let's see. I'm so out of the Comicsgate loop. I have no idea what's going on. It's fine, P-Money. It's another bloodletting of reasons that are very silly and vague. Essentially, a bunch of people had a good time down in Tampa Bay, came back. There was a lot of jokes involving the club that people went to, and a number of the people that were there kind of took it a little hard, and that's what Bear was saying. It's like, okay, was that joke worth it? Okay, you want to make it, fine. I don't have a problem with that, but the constant pounding of it, okay, was it worth it? Was it worth that sort of patented Comicsgate humor out there? Was that worth losing those folks? Because they got really mad about it and tried to come to the people and say, hey, please stop. This is silly. And, we're rebuffed and all this other stuff. And then everything turned sour. Think war campaign and all that sort of situation. So it's kind of the long and the short of it. Some great artists, Narwhal, Irenee, Kelsey, a couple others. I'm not sure if Phil Diaz was part of that or not. I don't recall. Have decided to go kind of their own way. And the last couple, basically month, has just been DMs, texts, and everything just being just blasted out into the open and, sort of kind of point and laugh, that sort of deal. So that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are. Fires are caused by people. I am shocked, says Peony. I'm good to see Amy here. And Melissa as well. So that's kind of the backstory to kind of what we're going to be talking about with the review here coming up. So for whatever reason, the past couple nights, it's let's open old wounds and start talking crap about Mike Miller and Edwin Boyette. I don't know what goes on Twitter, so I don't know if there's some sort of back and forth going on with that, but why bring up old stuff like that? A lot of people have moved on. It's just stroking the embers for no good reason, really. In Bear's opinion here. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, Big L. I got halfway through that. Let's see. I'm guessing you're saying Friday Night Tights. Friday Night Tights and proxies. A lot of them don't have a real job or studies or wife and children. I don't know about that. I know Gary. I know Gary. Well, shoot. I mean, his full-time job now is YouTube. But I know he has a wife. I'm pretty sure he has a wife. I don't know if he has kids or not. I don't know if Bear hasn't watched the Friday nights thing in whenever they did the I'm not going to say his name, but the shock jock that they brought on a year and a half ago or so, something like that. So never, I don't know what they're doing now. I can't tell you about any of the people involved. They need the woke to survive. I agree with that. They do need the woke to survive, and allied with the top YouTube political mouths. Yeah, I agree. Which was funny. I don't know the backstory between Nerdrotic and Doomcock. Kind of two popular channels out there that was doing movies, pop culture, that sort of deal. They had a show together. I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Inquisition or something like that. They were doing stuff for Game of Thrones. Something happened in between there where they went two totally separate ways. Early on, Bear was in the chat many times where somebody would bring up something political and the mods in there would say, hey, no, we're just straight pop culture. We don't want to deal with that. Something happened, something changed. I don't know if it's grifting. I don't know because I don't watch it. So I couldn't give you an honest opinion on it. But yeah, something happened in there that changed, and I don't know. Bear's complaint about the Friday Night Tights, folks, is, I think yours as well, is, okay, you guys are making a lot of money off of Super Chats and all the other stuff. Go do something with it. Go make your own sort of Zack Snyder thing of Star Wars or, Game of Thrones or something like that. Maybe, George Lucas couldn't get the rights to, I think it was Flash Gordon. So that's how he came up with Star Wars. So I was saying the same thing. Hey, you guys, plenty of talent. You got plenty of talent out there. You got some great folks out there. Do something productive. And that's kind of where Bear was kind of coming from. Let's see. So, yeah, I hope I answered that, Miguel. I hope I answered that. Oh, okay. Let's see. Bear, as I understand, the war started because Ripa Guy's hobby is criticism of... Oh, I see what you're saying. Ripa's hobby is criticism of others. And when he can't deliver anything better than the stuff he criticized, even when the problem... is when the problem generated. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there. Okay. Yeah, he can dish it out, but he couldn't take it. Sort of, because if you go back and you listen to some of the stuff that Ethan's saying, he was saying, I recognize that this wasn't very good, but I didn't say anything at the time. But believe me now when I tell you that I think it stinks. So something, one or the other is true there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth now, but why wait? don't make it public, but just say, look, Bear took one look at this, okay? I hate to talk bad about other folks out there. Bear can barely draw stick figures. So I take a look at Ripa's stuff, and I'm like, okay, the art's fine, but there's plenty of other smaller artists out there that could probably use the promotion and being talked about. And about that time, it had already raised, I don't know, $2 million, something like that. He didn't need Bear's help. But the other reason was it was his own website. I was worried about cybersecurity, worried about credit card information, mailing addresses, all that sort of stuff. So I was like, let me hang back on this one. Let's see how it works. Came out, nobody really said anything. They said I got the book, but they never really said anything. Bear's channel is reviewing books. We're going to review one in here in just a minute. So nobody really said anything about it, and I guess wanted to be in his good graces. Or probably more that they wanted to be able to still utilize his audience. I think that's a lot where this has come from, where, look, Bear's on his own. I'm not going to other channels and hanging on to that channel to make my channel popular. Bear got 400 and some odd subs just doing what he's doing here, man, without even Twitter. So thank you. Thank all of you out there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. I think a lot of, especially early on, it was, we need to go on to these other pop culture shows just to boost the image of Comicsgate. And now that kind of has, that time has passed. So now it's, oh, well, yeah, I always hated that guy. Okay, all right, but I mean, you were there on his channel, you were promoting. I mean, Ethan's promoting Ripa, and then all of a sudden he's tearing into it. He's ripping Ripa apart, as they say. So, Miguel says, no problem, Bear. You read well. I'm the one that has bad English. Bear has bad English. Bear has bad English. It's fine. Again, it's more dyslexia. I gotta kind of like, okay, did I get that one right? Let's see. Ripa guy, horrible criticism. Others, you can't deliver anything better. Stuff. Critic says that's when the problem generated. Yeah, I mean, sure, but a lot of that stuff could have been taken in the background. Again, you're Ethan out there. Hey, Ripa, this stuff as a comic book professional. I'm taking a look at it, and the guy that you hired wasn't great. Apparently, he was pushing Kanan White, but Kanan White couldn't do the deadlines. Okay, fine. Again, hey, Ripa, you got a great setup as far as the distribution goes. Great, excellent. We got a number of comic skaters out there that are hurting as far as the fulfillment. They're great artists, but the business side of things, they're just not that great at. That would be a great, speaking of marriages, that would have been a great marriage of those two, completely separate, but one would hope ideologically together sort of groups there, that they would have found a way to kind of get past all that. Yeah, I mean, you're going to go criticize somebody like Ripa, and you're going to just confront him about it. What did he expect his reaction was going to be? I mean, was it going to be calm and, logical and methodical, or did you think that Ripa was going to do the same thing that he always does? He always does the, monetizing the haters, which that's fine, that's great, but if you're monetizing the haters and you want more money, ergo, you have more haters, correct? Whether you're causing it or not, you're getting more haters. So that doesn't make any sense. That's why Bear doesn't try to go out and, oh, look at what this person said today. Blah, 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 blah. I don't, what was it? I want to say it was Eleanor Roosevelt, that ugly commie. She did have something smart to say. It was something to the effect, I don't have it right in front of me, but something to the effect of, smart people talk about ideas, average people talk about events, and dumb people talk about people. And that's what we've been talking about for the past month, is people and events. And I just went through all the news that we had of, Wu flu vaccine not working and, could cause autism. And, hey, that whole lab leak, that was probably right on, yada, yada, yada. I mean, these are big, big deals, especially, if all you do is watch the mainstream news, you're not going to find any of that stuff. And all of this stuff has just been a giant distraction. When really, I mean, it's 2024, people. That's why Bear took a month off. You got to get prepared. You got to get ready. You got to get your buckle on and get ready to go on it. And the circular fighting squad just ain't going to do it, man. You got the enemy charging your position, about to overrun the position there, and you're saying, okay, Steve over there in the other trench, I don't like him. I'm going to shoot him instead. Metaphorically speaking, people, metaphorically speaking. So that's kind of Bear's kind of contemplation and all that. Contemplation. Let's see. Hi, Miguel, our favorite Money Comic fan. There we go. There you go. Everybody's saying hello and hi. All right, let's see. This is why I like watching Bear. Thank you, P-Money. Bear is an outsider for the Comicsgate drama, so he can talk about it without making it feel personal for him. The only thing that was personal for Bear here was the bad review on Shadow over the Conqueror. And I agree with 90% of it. It was just the art. Ethan gave it a 1 out of 10. And I'm like, no, sorry. I agreed with most of that, but not some of that stuff. It was a very odd comment that Ethan made where it was something to the effect of, if you're not in Comicsgate to make money, he looks at you very suspiciously. Bear hasn't made a single nickel off of Comicsgate. So does that mean is Bear suspicious? No, I'm just doing a show. I'm doing a review. It's one of the very first. I wouldn't say first. People got jawbreakers when we're probably reviewing that. First review Bear did was, I think it was Graveyard Shift. It was either Graveyard Shift or Lonestar. One of those two. Very first box open was Art T. Bear's. What is it called? Oodles of Doodles. Oodles of Doodles. So it's a dirty word, but I guess Bear is kind of a journalist of Comicsgate. I'm not writing a book or anything about it, but chronicling all. Although there are other better channels to get more in depth with it, but the idea behind this channel. That's why Bear was taking a month off to kind of figure out where we're going with this channel. But the original intent of the channel was to bring in people, much like Bear here, who come at comics from the outside, who, I know Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, that sort of stuff, but, I don't know the deep cut, like the James Gunn stuff. Shark Dude, okay, all right, whatever. How do we communicate with Comicsgate, the idea of Comicsgate, getting away from cancel culture, entrepreneurship, all that great stuff out there? How do we transfer a very niche thing of comics to the wider audience? Miguel was talking about earlier with, mingling politics in it. That's not the way to go. Politics is downstream of what we're doing. So that's kind of Bear, I'm just coming at it from, again, I guess like a journalist style, I suppose. That's not what Bear's intention is, but yeah. So if you don't know what's going on, now you do. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's see. Bear's channel is like Knives and Survival ones. People come for the unboxing and the commentary. Well, thank you, Miguel. And saw if the products is good to buy or not. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Bear talking the talk and walking the walk. Well, I appreciate that, Miguel. One of Bear's very early subscribers. Held on to him for this long. All right, right on. If the price is right, I'll monetize whatever hate anybody wants me to. He's pulling in $1,000 a night, so I mean, good on you, but man, it's not a good look at all. And somebody that really wants to can go through there and say, okay, you said this, 3 months ago, you're saying this now. The two don't line up. What's the deal there? What's the deal? Oodles of Doodles, that's a great name for an art book. Yeah, it's a great book. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed arts. Good book out there. It looks like Black and White 2 is going to be coming out pretty, like maybe the summer, fall. So looking forward to that. I like the honest self-reflection, Bear. I'm a journalist? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, one of the reasons that Bear took some time off, trying to figure out where to go with a lot of this. Let me tell you something personal here, people. Kind of being a little personal here. There's not a lot of things that Bear is afraid of. Not afraid of heights. Not afraid of, water or anything like that. I'm a little afraid of snakes. I don't like the snakes that much. One of the things Bear really doesn't, is very uncomfortable about is public speaking, sort of what we're doing here. So you've probably noticed over the time, Bear gets a little nervous trying to figure out, what words to say and how to kind of express himself and all that sort of stuff. It's tough being a Bear. So not only, number one, thank you for, Bear trying to face his demons out here. The easiest thing to do is to quit, especially when it's something that you fear out there. So just trying to get through a lot of people are. Ethan Van Sciver is a natural at doing this. Bear has to work really, really, really hard. I get this little whenever Bear talks sometimes, and it's like, quit, Bear, stop doing that. Or Bear would say, what was it, over there or something like out there. Gotta get away from that. So Bear's always learning. So he's always got to say thank you to all the fans out there for putting up with Bear. But yeah, that's kind of what Bear I really just wanted to do videos. It wasn't like, hey, let's do a live show. And then it became twice a week doing the live show. So Bear was getting a little bit burnt out towards the end of the year. October, November, really wanted to kind of, a lot of stuff going on at the time as well. A lot of changes for Bear. Like, okay, let's take a break there. So finally took a break January. Wanted to come back mainly because of you guys. If you guys stop watching, Bear's going to stop doing it. But as long as you guys are watching, Bear's going to kind of be in here doing his thing. And hopefully, I want to say straddling the middle, but gosh, people, we've got bigger things to worry about than, what Narwhal or Kelsey said in some, hidden chat. They're talking about a chat room filled with 30 people. I think there were something like 60 to 80 people there at Graham Nolan's cigar festival down there in Tampa. So we have, double, almost triple the amount of people that weren't in the room. We all had fun, enjoyed ourselves, had nothing bad to say about anybody at all. Then all of a sudden, all this stuff blows up. So go figure. Just trying to mend fences. Mend some fences here. Is Bear a Ketu or Mary Sue plant? Neither. Is how do you pronounce that? I forget. I know what you're talking about. The video game website. Are they even still around? I thought Deadline. Deadspin? Deadspin went dead. And all their verticals, like Jezebel got sold off, and a number. I don't even know if they're still around. Never read one article from Mary Sue. I have no idea what they even talk about, so I couldn't tell you. And no, I don't have any journalism experience whatsoever. So there you go. And Bear is not in CG to make money. A big better watch out for that Bear there. Bear, watch out. He's not taking any money. Listen, Bear, I'll have to sell some plushie dolls or something like that. Bear will get some money somehow. We'll make Bear always wanted to do a Comics Gate cooking book, so we'll do that. We'll get Ethan's best recipes on pies, John's best recipes on tacos. I don't know if we could count him in there, but Mike Miller's smoked meats. Something along those lines. Somehow Eric July is at fault. I don't know. Somehow, some way. I mean, again, everybody involved has taken an L of one degree or another. Nobody's come out a winner in any of this. So, once again, it's like the Don mob boss there. You know, it brings all of the families together, and hey, we gotta stop the bloodletting. It's bad for business. Hey, that's it. That's all. If we're gonna make mob analogies, let's just do that. So there we go. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even recognize it was Jeff. Jeff Potts. Great to have him here. Hey, Jeff, I don't blame Eric July. I blame climate change. Climate change. All right, we've done this long enough. Gosh darn it. Give Bear one memento here, and we'll get going on an honest review. An honest review and a box open. Also got a box open, too. All right, what's going on with this? Are we doing that? That works, finally. Okay. Now we're in business, man. Now we are in business, people. Was going to do a Shadow of the Conqueror review. Let me bring it up here. Bring it up for you good people. Get off of that. Do the thing with the thing. Here we go. I was going to do a Shadow of the Conqueror review. Had planned on doing it for quite a while. I got the book right before... It was either right before Christmas or maybe right after Christmas. I forget. Somewhere right around there. Planned to want to get back into just doing straight reviews of books. Kind of odd that all of a sudden now reviewing books is now the big thing, but here we are. So we've got Chateau. Here we go. Chateau of the Conqueror out here. I agreed with about 90% of what Ethan had to say about the book. My only complaint was he was talking about the artwork. He said the writing was about a 5 out of 10. The artwork was a 1 out of 10. Probably because of his spite for Mike Miller. I think Mike did a workmanlike job on a project that he was getting money for, and he did a good job, a decent job. As Bear says, it was fine. There was no bad. Unfortunately, there was no great either. It was fine. It was good. I'm not going to sit here and recommend and say this is the best book Mike's ever done. Honestly, I think it's the Maga 7 book. We'll get into that in a minute, but I felt like the Maga 7 book had heart. It was a job. It was something that he had to do, and I think, of course, of all the other colorist or letterer or both, had some situations there, so... So anyways, let's go ahead. Let me get into it here. I'm going to take off the chat for just a second. I'll still be able to see you guys, but I want to get into it here. And where is my headphones at? I got to just be able to check and see if the audio is enough. All right. Test. Nope. Let me bring it over here. All right. Test. Why is it so low? Hold on. La. Huh. All right, turn it up just a tad. If it's too loud, just let Beer know. That sounds better. Okay. All right, people. Shadow of the Conqueror. Got the leather version. I'll get back into it in just a minute, but I really, really, really liked the leather and all the foiling and all that sort of stuff. If it was just the book itself, just sitting out there, that's like a 9.5 out of 10. It was really, really good. I liked everything that they did. This was kind of a special edition, but I noticed that I think the copy that Ethan did was a hardcover. Correct Bear if he's wrong. Did they do hardcovers for the entire series, or was that a special one. Either way, I like the hardcover. I really do. I think that's great. It's got a lot of great texture on there. I like how the main character here kind of jumping out. It's got a lot of the reflections off of there. Looks really good. Looks really good. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. You know, all the binding looks great. I think the back, I mean, that's a nice little shine on the back there. Really good book. Just the book itself. That is a quality book. Quality book. I would love to see, if he ever gets around to it, like a collected Cyberfrog. I would love to see that. I'd love to see Cyberfrog in a sort of package like this. I thought it was really well done there. It also was one of the very few that came signed. If I can get to the page. There we go. There we are. Gosh darn it. There's all the extras there. There you go. So there it is. Signed. Pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So let's go ahead. Let's just jump right into it. And let me find... You see, I've got all my little tabs there. Helps Bear get to the right page. Helps Bear get to the right page. So let me see here. Try and get to it. How did I do this? What's the back? Oh, that's the front. Did it fall off? Oh, gosh darn it, it fell off. All right, well, let's figure out how we're going to do this. 1 second here, people. I'll probably, yeah, there it is. There's the one. All right, so it kind of starts off pretty cool. I really liked this front page here. I really liked that. I thought that was really good. There were a couple things to it, but the book starts off really well. The only two downsides that I saw to it was this section right here, where he was, can we see that? Let me get it a little closer. Sorry about that, people. There we go. So essentially, it's the main character is a little child. His family is running away from, I'm guessing, either zombies or vampires. Zombie vampires, something along those lines. Just very briefly shows, you know, your main character. I'm guessing he is this character right here. I don't think that looks like a girl, so I don't think that's our main character. Talking about how the famous sword is being made and all this sort of stuff. One of the complaints was just putting this into a panel itself. And I after Ethan said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I do like that. I do like that. But I like how he started it out. I wish this was a little bit bigger. I wish the story here, with all the demons and all that sort of stuff, I wish that was more... I felt like that needed a little bit more drawn out to it. Because it basically goes from, we were chased by demons, my parents, so I made a sword, and I fought them back, and we killed them all. And stuck the sword through the lady's dress there for some reason. Yeah, again, that needs to be a separate panel there. But I felt like it needed a little bit more. And this is going to come up again and again. Where it's like, I could have... It talks a lot. Jeff, help me out here. It talks a lot, but it doesn't say a whole lot. You get a lot of words, but it's not a whole lot of ideas. Which is kind of where... the writing kind of fell down a little bit for Bear. But just starting off, looks great. Looks terrific. All right, let me find my other tab here. 1 second. For crying out loud. Professional show, Bear. Professional show. Oh, it was the next page. It was the next page. There we go. Let's see. Bear, you are doing a comics review. If you don't do what I want... to hear, I'll cry, says P-Money. Well, I'm sorry. I thought the actual book was going to be released with a leather-bound edition, not the comic. Both of them were. So they had a limited run of Shad's book, which I think he was really happy about. And they also made the comic. I don't know how many they made. I think it said in here that they signed, like, you know, what was it, 180? Something along those lines. It wasn't that many. I want to say, like, maybe 30, 50 were the leather comic ones. So there you go. Roscoe! Look at Roscoe there. Good to see Roscoe. Let's see. It's a massive book they wanted to try and squeeze into 4 comics. Something is going to get dropped, says Jeff. I 110%. I don't have that light on, for crying out loud. I 110% agree with you. I think a lot of what was lost here was lost trying to adapt it into a comic book. Trying to take your... In other words, you know, the fable... I liked the book better than the movie. Kind of the same deal, because you're losing a lot of stuff when you take a book adaptation into a movie, just because you don't have the thousands and thousands of words out there. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that. The thrust of Bear's main problem here. Number one, I didn't understand the character at all. He talks a lot, and it's all inner monologue here. I really don't know anything about the character. Essentially, he's trying to commit suicide. And it never really gave any indication on why he was trying to commit suicide other than, I was a bad dude, so I want to die. Essentially, it's Stalin... Saddam Hussein, that sort of deal. He is an old man, is like, okay, I'm going to end my life, and is reincarnated, I guess you could say, as a younger version of himself. Stalin never committed suicide. Saddam Hussein never committed suicide. The one fella there in the Central European superpower, he did commit suicide, but that was because Red Army was coming his way, and he saw what happened with the Italian guy. So I wish that there was a better explanation of why he was committing suicide. Strangely enough, the book is very pro-suicide. That was kind of odd. But yeah, so the adaptation, number one, I didn't understand the character itself, even though he talked a lot. And as we'll get further into this, I don't think the premise of the book was ever fulfilled. It was a great premise. I like the idea of, you know, a bad Saddam Hussein type character coming back to life and saying, "Hey, wow, I should have been a better person. Let me try and right my wrongs." I thought that was a great idea. It just wasn't in the book. I had no idea. So, anyways, he had some stuff here. Again, great start out. The guy defeats the monsters. They says, "Oh, okay, you know, we want you to become." This was part of the problem. Was, you know, do you read it this way or this way? I think it was this way and then over here. It's kind of odd. Became a big hero here to, you know, became the leader. The aristocrats didn't like it, so they executed his family. He went to go in hiding, and that's where he's been for the past 20 years. So this, I think, I'm not sure. I think this is his antagonist here. This is the old guy. He's going to become a young guy, but there he is. There he is. He's an old man. Can we see it? There we go. Sorry. And this is his main antagonist. But he just shows up for one panel, and then the guy he ends up fighting isn't the same guy. I was confused. Like, half of the book, I had to go back. I was like, oh, wait, that's not the same guy. So, yeah, there might be 4 other books out there, but this is the one book. You need to get at least the first act out there and make it a complete act. But once again, I like how he's blending a lot of this stuff in. I thought it was pretty cool. It gets off to a good start. Very dense. Just the story. A lot of talking. Not much going on there, man. Not much going on there. Let's see. Let me go back. And so he commits suicide. They never really explain. Let's see. Do they have the... Nah, they don't. Essentially, they are like floating islands, as far as Bear can tell. Kind of think of something like Avatar, but Avatar with the floating mountains, but no, what was it called? Pandora? No planet underneath. It's just like they're floating in space, I guess. I don't know. So he jumps off the cliff, I suppose, the floating island, falls, turns into a young man. We figure all that out. So, okay, what's the first thing that happens? He kills a dude. Like, okay. Sorry, people. Sorry, it's kind of pretty violent there, but I really thought that this was like, okay, you're trying to say this is who the character is. Okay, that's fine. They should have had this at the very beginning. They should have had him, and I'll explain why here in just a minute, but he kills a guy at the very beginning. He says, I'm an old man and I've murdered my last person. I'm not gonna stick around any longer to do any more harm. I'm gonna commit suicide. And he jumps off the cliff. And then all of a sudden he wakes up and he's, a young guy. Now he has the chance to, correct his wrongs or whatever. No, the first thing he does, he goes kills a guy for no apparent reason. He says, I thought I was stealing from him or something like that. Okay, all right, I don't know why. Stabbed in the eye. Really hurts. Really hurt. And then it goes on. Let's find out. I'm skipping through a little bit. It's just kind of give you guys a sort of a taste here of what goes on. So he kills the guy, runs away. I thought it was a good transition there. So he's doing all this sort of stuff and, bemoaning himself and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he has like superpowers. He can float. He can float apparently. Later on, we'll see him run really fast. None of this ever shows up at the end. He fights one of the guys at the very end. None of this ever shows up. I felt like this was completely wasted. This is the guy that he's going to end up fighting. But it's, again, all of this is, hey, I recognize you. You look very familiar. You look like a very young version of the dictator that we just had. Oh, no, it's not me at all. It's, I just happen to look like him or whatever. You just got confused or whatever. There was a lot of that going on that just didn't really... There was a lot of talking with not a whole lot of, stuff that was going on with all that. Let's see. Here's another good spot. Again, I like all the art in here. I don't think it's bad. In fact, I think some of the ways that he's doing his page layout is not too bad. But this is one that Bear got really confused. Really confused with. It's talking a little bit about the backstory here. He's flying. He's on a flying boat. This was his old boat. It got blown up or whatever. That's where they thought he was dead. Rah, 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 he's gone. The dictator's gone or whatever. So we're coming into the second page here where he's talking with this guy here who's just happens to be there for whatever reason. But we don't know that because it's very brief panel here, right here. Hey, you, what are you doing? Oh, hi there. I didn't mean to interlude. I'm merely waiting for someone. And then he goes on and apologizes. Sorry, there we go. He goes on to apologize for him waiting there. But we don't really see where he is. It's just, your main guy here walking down the road. This guy's here at the, I don't know, I guess a wall of some kind there. And then all of a sudden he starts apologizing and is like, okay, I can't make you young again, but I'm going to make you healthy. So he's all, all right, I'm a young man. He does the little, like, prospector, jumping up and kicking the heels sort of stuff. I like these two panels here where they showed the old man and the young man. I thought he should have had, like, a little bit of more of the blue or purple in his hair there, but... so the guy comes up and just like, here, I'm going to help heal you for no apparent reason because I felt really bad. We come to find out later on it's this guy's house that's back there and reasons why this guy's waiting there. But you never see that here, so none of this like connects. And you really got to kind of read it and then go back and read it again. And then later on in the book, you figured out, oh, it was that guy's house. But you never knew any of that coming into it. So that was a little bit odd there for Bear here. Let me find another one for you good people. But anyways, through all of this, I never thought that the artwork was bad. I don't think anything was bad. Here's a good example. I like that page. I thought that was pretty cool. We're going to see maybe a little bit later on that our main keep calling him a villain. Our main hero / villain fought this guy in the past. They were sparring out there. The guy had green hair. So it would have been really helpful if you would have had green, you'd figure out, oh, it's the same guy. But, we don't find that out. Again, showing of the powers that he has that he never uses again in the book. So it's like, okay, here's all the setup for it, but we're going to have to wait until the next book to come out to actually show it. So that didn't make any sense whatsoever for Bear. Whatsoever. Let's see. Hold on one second here, people. Get to it. Yeah, here we go. So once again, more dialogue. Our hero, he's trying to hide his identity at some points, and then others he's confirming. His no, I'm not. They call him the bastard. I'm not the bastard. I'm the bastard son. Oh, okay. Oh well, okay. That's all right. It's like, I'm not Saddam Hussein. I'm Saddam Hussein's son. Maybe we need to get rid of you as well. Here's the floating. They're like floating islands or floating. I don't know. Can we see that? Sorry about that, people. There we go. Anyways, and that's him falling down. He got his superpowers. He can apparently fly. He's indestructible. All this other stuff. We never see any of that ever again. It's kind of silly. Apparently, this guy can make cinnamon buns out of his butt. I didn't catch that one at all, but all right, sure, whatever. We'll go with it. What the heck, man? Why not? Here's towards the end. Here they are. Here they are fighting here. So I thought this was another great piece here. I thought that was really well, especially with them face to face right there. They're face to face there. Face to face there. Oh, it was pretty cool. That was pretty nice. So that's kind of the main fight at the end, but he's like, I'm not going to use any of my superpowers for whatever reason. So we got a book about a superhero that never does any superpowers for some reason. I don't know why. Don't know why. Let's see. I got that wrong page. Let's see. Where's the other page? Pardon Bear here. Yeah, hard time with the old claws. The old claws. There's another page. I like that. Pretty cool. With the reflections. Pretty cool. So he's saying, son of Dalus, where is your father? But I don't know. It's silly. It's like, okay, he is, but he isn't. Back and forth. Yada, yada, yada. Come on, page. There was one in here. I want to show it. It looks exactly like Michael Jackson. Here he gets a sword. I think it's on the second page here. Why does it not? I don't want to rip it. For crying out loud. I just want to show the guy that looked like Michael Jackson. Yeah, okay. So this right here. Does that not look like Michael Jackson to you? Hey there. I'm gonna go with my sword. Doing the moonwalk. Anyways, so there's that. He puts on like his outfit, I suppose, and then goes and fights, but like there was one line in here, I forget. Yeah, here we go. Well, I can't prove anything with it in its current condition. Let me get dressed. We'll go outside and I'll pull on the link to show you. And then the guy stays there. Look, see, he's in his, I don't know, PJs or whatever in this panel here. And all of a sudden he's dressed in this panel. It's like, well, wait a minute. I thought the guy was supposed to wait outside while the guy changed. I guess he looked like Michael Jackson. So he's like, I'm going to stay. I don't know. Whatever. And there we go. There is that kind of final battle there. He vanquished, spoiler alert, he vanquishes that guy. Yada, yada, yada. I won't show that, but there we go. And then at the very end, it ended on an odd note. So he defeats, spoiler alert, he defeats the guy. And then this is your final page where it's like, he's like very kind of non-committal on his, emotion there, I suppose. Let's see. I am Dalem Nara, the Great Bastard. Scourge of Dalus, the Conqueror. Yada, yada, yada. I'm going to go get the guys. Whatever, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. The writing was fine. It was okay. Nothing really... Once again, it never really fulfilled on the premise of I'm an old man and I get a second chance at life with all the knowledge that I had. Here's how I'm going to do things differently. Could have done something very simple. Hey, I came back. This is one of the people that, was involved in the coup or whatever. I'm going to go get my revenge. And then you find out, oh, wait a minute, he had a change of heart. Or, in this book, sorry, spoiler alert, it was all a lie to begin with. So he finds that out and he has to go find, who lied or something like that and confront them. That might have been a better way to do it. He has, I forget however many pages it is, 40 some odd, maybe 60. Come up with your premise. Hey, I'm an old man, came back, reincarnated, have my old knowledge, gonna do good. Maybe do a couple of the superpower stuff, even if you're not gonna use them, just to show that they're there. Make a wrong a right, and then that's gonna be the sort of future going forward for what's his name? Dalus. Hell, I forget the guy's name. That would have been a lot better. A lot of it was very confusing. A lot of it was back and forth. Oh, shoot. I didn't do the one where it was... forget it. I'll show it some other time. But, again, there was just very confusing stuff in there. Like the one where Bear was showing where it was, they were walking. He was in front of the guy's house. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry for waiting in front of your house. Here, let me heal you. Like, oh, okay. Why? And then they have a whole thing about, I believe it's called the Arc Knights, who I think that's where the whole sword and all that's. It was never really explained. I don't really know anything about the Arc Knights. I guess book 2 or book 3 will tell us a little bit more. They may have had it in the very beginning. I can't tell if it's a bad. I want to say bad. I can't tell if it was a adaptation that kind of is a little off, or if the book was like that. It was just, it took Bear out of it a little bit. I had to go back, and reread sections to make sure, okay, is that what happened? Again, there's a lot of talking and internal monologue about a guy that I really don't know a whole lot about, which is very strange. Or really his motivations, other than, I got to sneak around and be careful so nobody knows. I don't know why people would automatically expect that a guy that they thought died 20 years ago would be back in a youthful body. That never came up. So I don't know why. Maybe they just thought it was the son. It was good. It was a decent premise. They just never fulfilled on it, is kind of Bear's complaint. 5 out of 10. It's fine. It's fine. The artwork, again, it was, and I believe this is probably even worse criticism than Ethan's. It was fine. It was okay. I liked the first couple pages. I liked the ending couple pages where they all kind of blended together. The whole second act, the whole middle of it was just, and this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It was fine, but it wasn't really memorable. Bear was making this comparison the other day where went to go to look at a movie on the on-demand thing where they got the 1,000 movies and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, looking for a movie out there, something halfway decent. I'm sure most of those movies were okay. They were fine, but they were, scrolling to the next one, scrolling to the next one, scrolling to the next one. That's how this was. It was fine. It was okay. Mike does a really good artwork. I would say, 7 out of 10? 8 out of 10, maybe? I mean, it was very workmanlike. I have no issues with any of that other than maybe some panels here or there or something to kind of contain some of that stuff. But again, I really like the Magus 7. I think because he had his heart into it. This one, it was, hey, and look, it's fine, but it was a paycheck, and that's totally cool. That's totally fine. But that's all it was. It was just, it was fine. It was fine, Bear. That's like the worst insult that you can give. I know. So, once again, not trying to insult Mike, not trying to insult Shad or anything like that. He probably has a pretty good book, but man, the way that they were promoting it was like, this is the best book ever that we've ever read. Shad is a genius. And I'm like, okay, let's check it out. And it's like, okay, it's fine. Nothing bad to say about it, but nothing really. Oh boy, I can't wait for the next one either. That sort of deal. So it was okay. Let's see. Oh, I got a whole bunch of chats here. Let me get back to it. Let's see. I almost bought it just for the Mike Miller art, but alas, I didn't, says Roscoe. The book by Shadrick Bookstuffer. If you like Mike's art, it's very good. He has kind of this, the one where I call it kind of a Mikeism here, where the main character is kind of running or sort of lunging towards the viewer or the camera. You've seen it in some of his previous books, like Lonestar and some of the others. The other one, there was one where he killed the guy early on, so he's got the knife and all. I think also the hand that goes through the victim there. I think he did that in one of the Injustice. I can't remember if it was Superman or something like that. If you like some of the sort of Mike-isms out there, the stuff that he does, I'm sure you would like it. I'm sure you would like it. Hopefully you would like the story better than Bear. I just, number one, I'm not a big fantasy reader, number one. So that was kind of, it already was a negative to begin with. And then it was just very confusing. The rules of the world were very, like I thought, like a good idea. This is just Bear's idea here. So they're falling. They're falling. He falls off the cliff and he's like falling for days or something like that. I thought it would have been cool if like he came out on the other side and it was kind of like the sort of mirror universe from where he came from. So maybe it was like, I was the guy that killed all the monsters out there and became the emperor and got overthrown and yada yada yada. Well, he goes down and he goes to the mirror world or whatever. Now it's like, the monsters have taken over almost the entire world, that planet, or that, what would you call it? That universe, I suppose. I don't know. They've almost taken it over. So we really need somebody that knows how to do it. And here's like the guy that's, he did it for 50 years and he has all the knowledge and experience, and now he's in a young body, and he did all the wrongs in the previous universe. So now he's committed to making all those wrongs right again in the sort of mirror flipped universe that he finds himself in. I'm not going to make those same mistakes. We're still going to defeat all the monsters, but I'm not going to make the same mistakes. I'm not going to get my mirror family killed out there and a coup happen and all this sort of stuff. That would have been a little bit more interesting. He falls. You turn the page, and now he's murdering somebody. It's like, that's a little bit of too much of a shocker. You really need a sort of a palate cleanser in between there. He wakes up. Oh, where am I? And then some dude's over there and he's like trying to steal his shoes or something like that. And that's where he goes and kills him. You really needed something kind of pause in between there. It was a little too sudden, a little too shocking there. So, anyways, there it is. Hey, story, it didn't really live up to its premise. 5 out of 10. Artwork, I thought the art was pretty good. 7 out of 10. Let's call it 7 out of 10. I thought the artwork was better than the story was. So there you go, people. There is an honest review of Shadow of the Conqueror. And funnily enough, I agree with 90% of what Ethan said. So he kind of more dealt with the artwork. I tried to do it a little bit more with the story side of things. So I hope you guys appreciate all of that. Mike-isms, I need to use that word more often. Bears a comic book commentary. He falls, he kills someone. It's true. That's what happened. That is what happened here. All right. We're getting a little long here. Should we do a box open? I've got a box. I'm ready to open it. What do you people think? What do you people think? Let's do it. Let's do one in the chat for a box open, or two. We'll go ahead and start wrapping it up here for you good people. I don't know when P Money's got to go. Bear's voice is starting to go, though. There we are. There we are. All right. So, anyways, that was the. Oh, I forgot to show the. I keep calling it a bookmark. It is a letter opener. A letter opener. I'll vamp while people decide here. So we got the very interesting. It was a. Get it out of the box here. Get it out of the box, Bear. Shake it on out. Come on, man. There we go. Here we are. So this is the sort of. It never really explained what the sword was, other than it was magical or something like that. But there you go. The same sword there. It's a letter opener. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I saw where they got a lot of just grief on the hilt here, and I'm like, it's fine. What do you? The guy Shadowversary, he's a medieval weapons expert out there, or at least claims to be. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see how it was gay or anything. So there you go. If you want to open your letters, there you are. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm not going to use this to open the box, though. I'm not going to use that. There you go. There's that. There is that. All right. What say ye? What say ye? It's getting late for me, Bear. Two, he says. 2. Would you like to know what the box is? Would you like to know what the box... This was completely unintentional. Bear didn't. I'm not trying to stir the pot here. Completely unintentional. Would you like to see what the box is? Sure, he says. Once again, not intending. It wasn't intentional. Literally just got it the other day. Let me put it on the other. Put it on the other one here. 1 second. For dramatic effect. No, I don't think it would fit in the frame. Don't think it would fit in the frame. Would you believe? Well, I don't know. What would you believe? What would you believe it is? Would you believe? Would you believe? His arch nemesis. That's right. Let's see. Can we see it? There we go. That would be Cyberfrog, people. Cyberfrog. I did not intend. There was no intention whatsoever here. No intention whatsoever. But there you go. Let's see. Can I do that better? Not really. Not really, but there you go. Got in Cyberfrog just the other day. So you can do a video, Bear, or wait until Wednesday. But yeah, I might have to go real soon. Well, I already did the box open for Cyberfrog. This is just the second chance campaign that he put out. So we've already done the box open for that. I just thought it was pretty funny. I was thinking, man, wonder if I should put them head to head. Put them head to head. No, it wouldn't be no contest. Sorry, people. Sorry, Mike. I appreciate your book. It was very good. Cyberfrog's definitely the better book. The story, excellent. The artwork, right up there with you, man. Right up there with you. Neck and neck, those two. Neck and neck. All right. Well, I guess it is the only person in the chat that says 2. So if you got any comments, put them in now. Put them in now, like VM does. He says, are you changing your name to Drama Bear? Ooh, the Drama Bear. Huh. Interesting. I could farm the heck out of it, man. I could. Bear's not even monetized. I would have to. Let's see. How would I get another 500 subscribers? I gotta get 500 subscribers. I gotta get monetized. Then I gotta super chat the heck out of that sucker. Somehow, some way. I like your idea there, VM. Drama Bear. Hello, everyone. It's been a long time, says Sam. Hey, Sam. Holy cow, it has been a long time. It has. All right, people, what the heck? I'm sorry, P-Money. We're going to open it. We're going to do it real quick here. We'll do it real quick. Pardon me. I got to take off the chat here for 1 second. You've seen Bears open it before. There's nothing crazy new here, but okay, let me clear the plate here. We'll go ahead and open it up. P-Money, just come back and rewatch the show. That's all you got to do. That and like. I hope you're already subscribed. All that good stuff. All of that great stuff. You know what? What the heck, man? I am going to open up for VM here. For VM. Bear is going to open up the Cyberfrog book with the Shadow of the Conqueror letter opener. That's how we're going to do it, people. That's how we're going to do it, man. We're going to do some drama. Let's do it right, man. Going to do it with the freaking letter opener. Yes, indeed. I hope this works. We'll find out the quality of this letter opener here. If it shatters in half, might have to talk to Shad about that. The quality control. We'll see. Yeah, I do have to go, Bear, but I'll look at the video later. Well, thank you, P-Money. Thank you, P-Money. Great to have you here, but I'm sorry, I can't resist. I've seen the hut back. Yeah, there you go. I think the comic Bear hut is better. I have seen I've seen a couple of his videos. It's good to have the hut back. It was a great job. That was a great job. I mean, I don't always agree. With the hut out there, but he's always interesting. We'll put it that way. You know, Bear was saying, you know, some people have it, the charisma naturally. Some people don't. Then the hut, he's doing all right, man. Ethan should invite the hut on. That would be a interesting show. I'd love to see that. All right, we're going to open up. We're going to open up Cyberfrog here. Let's do it together here, people. Let's do it together. Well, it's not that sharp. I can tell you that. I do like the tape that he does. The sort of apparently it's like a tape printer that you can do, so you can put all sorts of different logos on there. I think that's really cool. I would like to see more people do that. Pretty cool. I kind of feel bad about cutting into the tape, though. Feel even worse getting it from a letter opener that I got from Mike. Oh, boy. If we're going to farm, let's farm the heck out of it, man. Let's farm the heck out of it here. No, I got nothing but good things to say about Cyberfrog. Best book so far in Comicsgate. I really do believe that. He did a really good job. Took a while, but you know, Bear was. I'm gonna have to use another knife, the old trusty knife. But it was a. You could just look at the book just based on, you know, a cybernetic frog fighting alien bees, and it would be a fine book. You know, start, middle, conclusion, all good stuff, great stuff. it's also kind of a commentary on, you know, our culture now, cancel culture, the stuff that Ethan had to go through to get there. You know, you kind of think of the Vispas as essentially the woke mind virus out there, and Cyberfrog is, you know, Comicsgate kind of fighting back with it. So there's all sorts of subtext behind it. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, there we go. Had to use the old trusty knife here. There we are. And I think it was it his son, something like that does the some of the fulfillment. So thank you. I forget his name, but thank you, Younger Van Sciver. Do appreciate that. That is a bare thumbs up for you, sir. Good stuff. Came in, only dropped the one time. Going to little Timmy McTimerson's house, when the postman got accosted by a bear. So there we go. There we are. Ta-da! Ta-da! Here we go. Oh, a poster. Very cool. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way, and we'll take a look at all this. There we go. Yeah, so it was really interesting to find out. Get this out of the way. Thank you, sir. Well packed. Huh. Well packed. I didn't know this at the time. Oh, okay. So this is the folder. This is the folder. The Visbas folder. I didn't realize it. I think this is the same one. It may not be the same one, but I thought it was very interesting that this was... what was it called? Was it the Milkshake Girls? Was that the name of it? With all the different female comic artists out there drinking the milkshake and kind of making fun of Comicsgate and everything. So I think he redid it. There's a guy's head. The guy's head there. Oh boy, look out. Some guy's getting his face ripped off. All sorts of stuff. So it's kind of a folder. A folder there. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Very cool. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, sir. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, okay. All right. For some reason, I thought this was the Second Chance campaign, but it is Death Sting. So I believe this is the Salamandroid one. Very cool. Signed. Thank you, sir. I don't know if we could see that. Let's see. Can we see that on the screen? It is there. It's right there. I don't know if we could see it. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Pretty cool. Let's open it up. I'm going to open it up with the letter opener. Oh, boy, oh, boy. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was Cyberfrog 2, because I need a review copy. The other ones that I got are a head sketch was in there, so I don't want to ruin that one. But there we go. Is it like glitter? I can't tell. There's something over here where it's like, let's see, can we see that? It's hard to tell on the camera, but there's like a little bit of reflective, I guess, glitter to it. Interesting. Interesting. So there we go. There's that. It's on the back. All caps. All caps. So I think this is the ash can story. Well, it's not an ash can, but you get the idea. Sort of extra story kind of behind the scenes. So art and story by Ethan Van Sciver. Very cool. Very cool. I like the coloring. Sterilization complete. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So this was what was called the Second Chance campaign. So there you go. Oh, interesting. He's a human. I had no idea. Well, there you go. You learned something new from old Bear here. So let me show. Let me show. There we go. Can we see that a little bit better? There we are. Pretty cool. Again, great coloring. Great coloring. I mean, you're going from sort of blue and purple over to your sort of orange and red. So a good contrast, especially between the pages there. I like that. Pretty cool. I like that full page. Very cool. Let's see. I don't know anything about this story, so I hope I'm not spoiling. That is a A double page? That is a double pager. Look at there, man. Very cool. Can you see that? There you go. Pretty cool. I like it. I dig it, man. I dig it. This is definitely not this is how you don't do a review. This is not a 1 out of 10. I don't care if you have bad feelings about Uncle E or not. It's great artwork. That's what we're here for. Ideas. Ideas over events and people. That's what we say. Very cool. He is hella detailed with all his honeycombs. There you go. Pretty cool. So I guess that would go in the folder there. All right. All right. Very cool. Thank you, Uncle Lee. I'll have to check that one out. I was literally almost going to do a head-to-head, but I haven't read this one, so I don't know too much about it. But you are not too many channels are you going to see those two side by side. I mean, that could be Bear's thumbnail. Be his thumbnail right now. You got the battle going on there between the two. There you go. Anyways, that's the box open. Opened it with the letter opener. The letter opener. And of course, you've also got bubble wrap as well. Yay. Yay, bubble wrap. All right, there you go. See, P-Money, if you stuck around for like 5 minutes, looks good. White inner cover, no good, looks amateur. What? White inner cover. Is there a white inner cover? Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that the some of the credit should be over there. Maybe. I mean, it's the front. I don't want to bend it too much. It's the front. I don't. Probably maybe because it might have came with a head sketch. Although in Bear's one, it was on this side of the page, and it had kind of outline around it as well. So it looked like it was supposed to be for head sketches. This one, I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's probably meant to be an ash can, and they just made it full size. I'd have to go back. I haven't looked at. Bear went and looked to see when little Timmy McTimerson ordered it, and it was August 22nd, 2022. Excuse me, 2022. Like, oh, that's quite a while. That is quite a while. All right, let me go back here. Let me find where we left off. Let's see. He loves EVS now. I guess you're talking about the hut. I think they've buried their hatchet. I think it's fine. It's what Bear is recommending. Bury and not into somebody's back either. Just bury the hatchet. Bury the hatchet, please. We got more important things to go on. Trying out the fancy new letter opener. Yeah, that's the first time. Opening Ethan Van Sciver's book. This is what people come to the channel for. Stuff that you just don't see anywhere else. Don't let it get too close. It'll light the book on fire, says Jeff. Maybe. I guess we better get a little bit of distance in between there. I don't want to have any screaming kids out there, for crying out loud. There you go. Let's see. I think it said letter opener size, not letter opener. No. Actually, I got it from the horse's mouth himself. You can watch the box open for the book there. Please do leave a comment. Hit that like button. No, Mike. Gosh, I made mention something about it, and he actually says no. It's a letter opener. It was a letter opener, so that's apparently what it is. We'll go with it. We'll go with that. Let's see. Okay. It's been a minute for Amy there. How have you been? Great. Good. Ethan and Eric are fighting for some reason. Yes. Some reason. If they didn't have a reason, they would find a reason. Because, you just got to go through these periods of, hey, let's just cut everything open. I don't know why. I care less about the Eric July stuff than I do the All the good folks that I got to meet down in Tampa. That's more, you know, pushing aside Narwhal, pushing aside Kelsey, pushing aside Irenee and her luscious bouquet. Terrible. Bad idea. No, stop. A joke is not worth it. A joke isn't worth getting those people angry and leaving. It's not a good idea. Make whatever amends you have to make. You know, hey, I'll draw a card for you or something like that. Come on back. Hey, we're all good. Something along those lines. Please, 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 please. Like we have here, you know, bringing unlikely allies together. That's what we're doing here, man. That's what we're doing here. Timmy's postman needs a little bit more courage. I think you're a really nice bear after all, says Amy. Thank you, Amy. I do. We do appreciate it. Yeah, it had something to do with the milkshake girls. Yeah, it did. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that until he said something about it, and he showed, I think, that one and we're talking about. Oops, talking about this cover right here. That one in the actual picture, and it's like almost a like for like. I was like, oh, I had no idea until you showed that to me. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see, white amateur cover, yada yada yada. That would be a good place for a sketch. Yeah, I thought so. I don't know if it came with that. I remember it came. You had the option on there to have it signed, although you could barely see it. I wish it might have been down there because you can barely. It gets blended in with all the other stuff there. And I'm not sure if that's his. It doesn't look like an Ethan cover. I mean, it might be, but it looks like it's another artist that did the cover as well. So, interesting. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look that up and figure it out. Like I said, it's been a while. Been a while since I ordered it. Or, little Timmy ordered it. Grr. Let's see. I'm only here for the button wrap. Well, I mean, I could try to wrap, but you might not like it. But then a nice border would suit a sketch. Yeah, that's how the other ones. I'll have to bring the Cyberfrog maybe the next show and kind of show that. Or you can go and look at Bear's Box Open, the original Box Open, and go check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's see. Why do you have opposable thumbs? What? I'm starting to think you're not really a bear. Shh. A letter opener might have a hard time with packing tape. It's not the only adversary of bear. That's true. It was hard. Oh, no, it actually did a pretty good job. I just had a kind of a tough issue on the end. I can't. It looked like it was trying to cut into the cardboard there. But, yeah, not bad. Here, we'll put it here. Put it right there. There we are. You will never. I'm willing to bet. I am willing to bet that there is not another YouTube channel out there that has this image right here anywhere out there, especially with bare hands, claws, opposable thumbs. It's opposable claws, darn it. Nowhere. That's why you come here. It's a bear show. All in between there. Although I don't have Insom, so if you're looking for Insom, sorry, never got it. The art. So, I'm sorry, Eric, but the art just didn't look very good. I think he had a video out, and I'm like, okay, what's this Isom all about? I couldn't. It's a guy that's, you know, angry, and that's his superpower. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, angry guy, superpower, good deal. A bear doesn't have thumbs; he has 5 middle fingers. Not a. This is the thumb. This is the. Whatever. The extra claw. The extra claw, people. Look, would Bear lie to you, for crying out loud? Would Bear lie? No. He's here to tell the truth, man. To tell the truth. All right, let's see. We've almost been going on 2 hours. That is like an hour longer than Bear had expected to go. We did some rants there at the beginning, so if you weren't here, go check that out. We also did some February months of. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you hit, the back button. Make sure you hit that like button as well and go check it out. But if you do want to check it out, you go check out what we talked about. Where is it? On Wednesday, because I privated that one. But if you want to go check out the old archive channel, as soon as Bear can find it here, it is in the description. But also, nope, not that. Let's do the thing with the thing. Professional show here, Bear, one of these days. Professional show 2025, possibly. All right. There we go. There is the archive channel if you want to go check it out. For some reason has more subscribers than Bear's main channel. We'll go with it. Bear has been shadow banned. Bear has been shadow banned multiple ways here. But let me get back to it because I think to kind of wrap it up here, again, to kind of what Uncle Ethan was saying out here. Art over content. Art over content. So, once again, we're trying to have some fun here, people. We're trying to get people engaged. I don't know if we're going to be doing, Bear's going to be doing, twice a week shows for the rest of the year, but, we'll try to do it. But again, it's setting up, takes a lot of effort and time, but it's there because we're trying to have a fun time. I don't want to say it is art or, I don't want to be pretentious about it, but we're not doing content, people. We're not doing, I don't put out shows every day, videos every day just to hit that algorithm. Bear tried that a couple times and that's too much. Too much, man. The treadmill, look, you people get to go to the freaking grocery store. Bear has to forage through the neighborhood trash cans. And the woods and the river. It's tough, people. That's tough out there. So, once again, let's go back. Let's thank everybody here. Great to have Sam back in action. VM as well, always making life interesting for Bear out here. Amy and Melissa. Yes, indeed. Jeff Potts, go buy his book. Won't somebody buy Jeff's books? P-Money, leaving out early for crying out loud. Roscoe Davis. I hope Roscoe's still here. Let's see. Am I forgetting anybody? Miguel. Don't forget about Miguel. Keeping Bear in check out here. With his dyslexia, for crying out loud. And lactose intolerance. There we go. And all of our Russian bots and lurkers. We do appreciate each and every one of you, especially if you hit that like button. Would like that very much. But you know what? All this craziness, all this opening of Cyberfrog boxes with Shadow of the Conqueror letter openers has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr. A grr.